What's up, everybody? Dr. Jeff, Rythmia Life Advancement Center. Today we're talking about healthy change. You know, we believe at Rythmia that we're creating a paradigm shift in the way people can get healed. And it's not that this is some new way to do it. It's just that we're bringing it back to the sort of the modern world. We believe that all healing is possible for the individual if they're connected to themselves. There's like a lot of stuff going on in the world for disease and illness and mental health issues and addiction and all kinds of stuff that is not working. Some things do work, but there's a lot that is not working. And we want to teach people how to heal themselves and how to plug into themselves and how to realize their goals by actually plugging into who they are as individuals. So I come from a Western medical training background and psychological training background where we were all the experts, and we were the experts that were supposed to teach the people, the patients, what to do. And that sometimes worked in certain situations, but the bulk of the time didn't really do a whole lot. And the reason is because the person needs to make an individual personal shift internally to actually make a change for themselves, a healthy change. So, we've always been told that change is hard, change is difficult, change is something that we don't like as people. I want to challenge you guys to look at change as an opportunity as opposed to something bad. When change occurs, there's all this stuff that can shift and occur. I remember when I was working in Hawaii, working with the Department of Health. It was a government agency, clearly, and so there's all these changes happening all the time with funding and the way that the programs had to run, the way that we had to work with the families and all this stuff. And everybody in my agency, most 90% of the people would always get upset about it. Like, oh, no, I have my certain way of doing things, and I don't like this change, and it's gonna throw off my routine and all this. And I tried my best to look at change in those situations as no, this is a great opportunity. I'm going to use this moment where something is shifting so that I can create something better for myself and for my patients, and more efficient and more clear. And change is inevitable. We all know that change is going to happen no matter what we do, right? Sometimes when we get used to a certain routine for our entire life, then we come to Rythmia, and we get rid of all of our baggage, and we move forward, and we're past it, right? Sometimes what happens is we are a little scared, and we feel that we don't know what to do. And it's confusing for us because my coping mechanisms that I had, right, in the past that I used my whole life are no longer relevant, and they're not helping me. And I feel a little bit like worried. I'm a little bit scared because I don't know what to do anymore. The way I used to interact with my parents, the way I used to interact with my job, the way I understood myself has all changed because now I'm authentic. I'm plugged into myself. So now I got to move forward in life in a more clear, authentic way. This can be scary for us, right? This is a change that's very significant. When we have changes in relationships, for example, we've gotten used to certain dynamics with relationships, and all of a sudden they're different. And we have an opportunity there to create a new environment of healing, connection, love, things that are positive for us and for other people, right? So I believe that healthy change is a part of life. And if we want to stay stagnant, right, that's because we're scared about the shift that's potentially going to occur. Now, there's all these people in the world that say, plant medicine and breath work, self-realization, all this stuff going on at Rythmia and other parts of the world. This is just a bunch of crap because, science says X, Y, Z, and the Western medical model says these things. And there's all this sort of, this tidal wave of like stuff that comes at all these people of the world that says that like, this is the way you got to do it. I'm just challenging that because all you got to do is look at the statistics. Go look at the statistics for opiate abuse. Go look at the statistics for depression, anxiety. They're overprescribed with medication in the United States and Canada and other parts of the world. Go look at the rate of suicidality in veterans that have PTS, right? Just go look at the stats. The system we have right now is not working, right? So healthy change is the right way to go. I had a person that was on antidepressant medication completely trash what we do here. And that person is not a really good spokesperson for like what they're trying to explain and talk about. And I thought it was really interesting that like this person is completely controlled by the system they're in, and they've been brainwashed to believe that what is going on for healing, it's real healing, is not viable. And it's not something that's like you should ever look at. But what you should do is resign yourself and give yourself up your free will to these doctors that are taught to prescribe you meds for anything you might say in a psychiatric evaluation, and that you should follow their protocol. Well, I've been in lots of hospitals. I've worked for lots of people. I've directed rehabs and clinics, and I've been around a lot. I'm telling you this, those healthcare professionals, most of them don't know what they're talking about. Good for you. They know what the protocol is. They know what this data says, right? That's scientifically based. That is, we all know that a lot of the research studies out there are done as an agenda to push a product. Okay, so they are fully bought in to the system that exists. So this person that was critiquing Rythmia, critiquing, you know, what we're doing here, is not a viable source of information, because they themselves were completely controlled by the system, and they know it, you know, and they're resentful about it, and they want to change, but they just don't know how. And it's actually sad, because we want everybody to be able to shift. We want everybody to be able to change, but we can't force people, like Rachel says, we can't force people to change. We have to just let them come to this conclusion on their own. But what we can do, and what I'm doing at Rythmia, what the rest of our staff are doing at Rythmia, is we're creating a safe space for you to make this change. You can do it. This is a loving environment. It's totally protected, energetically, medically, spiritually, psychologically. It's a very safe place. You can unwind, and you can connect with yourself and plug in. This is the way to make a change. And then when you get home, that's where the work begins, because you're in the same environments you were in before, but you're going to look at it differently. You're going to look at these environments in ways you didn't before. You're going to see opportunities there. Where there's change, there's opportunity. Don't look at change as something that's like, you know, bad or upsetting or, you know, a roadblock. Don't look at it like that. Look at change as opportunities for you. I know that opportunities for me have been always based in change. Moving to Costa Rica was a huge change. I've been here 5 years. Moving to Costa Rica was a huge change from what I was used to. I grew up in Los Angeles, had a practice there, was working with lots of psychologists and doctors, psychiatrists, running facilities. You know, there's a huge change to come down here and do this sort of work here where we're doing plant medicine, all this stuff, right? But it was a great opportunity. I'm glad I made that change, because it's opened up so much healing from not only me and my family, my friends, but for all these guests that come here. We've seen about 4,600 people through these doors. That's incredible. That's just incredible. And every week there's people making these changes. 90+% people, 95, 96, 94% people are getting this change here. Trust your own instincts. Do what it takes to prepare yourself for this program. Healthy change is a good thing. You can be vulnerable in a safe way. We all know that being vulnerable is scary, right? If you guys have a history of trauma, being vulnerable is not something you want to do. I got it. You know, I had a history of vulnerability and being unsafe too. But now you're an adult. You can make yourself vulnerable in a good way that's going to allow you to progress to the next level. Okay? So, healthy change. Come to Rythmia, check it out. You guys can do it. I got faith in you. Fight the system. Fight the system that's trying to control you. Don't listen to people that don't know what they're talking about. Don't listen to these naysayers, you know. They're just like all people that are just zombies. They're just controlled by the system they're in. It's sad. You know, we hope they get a shift too. We do. We hope. We want them to change. There's a lot of those people out there. We don't care about what they say. doesn't mean anything to us. The real proof is in your own self-connection and healing. Pura vida. Talk to you next week. Dr. Jeff, Chief Medical Officer, Rythmia Life Advancement Center. See you guys later.